Recently, I've come to realize that no matter what I do, melee with Berserk will never be better than Mage at its current state. I was watching some YouTube and saw that Mr. Toxic Eboer, the first player to hit a Catacombs 30, was using a very interesting tactic when it came to his accessories and gear setup. I saw this man at 5-star necrotic superior dragon armor with a spirit scepter and aspect of the dragons, while his entire talisman build was for a Berserker. This man is using a Berserk Mage build and it's insanely good. First off, with the Mage Beam, I can hit harder than melee with Berserker, which to me shouldn't make sense, yet it does. Somehow the damage is increased enough by my mana to do more damage than Berserk, which I find ridiculous considering Berserk is meant to be the strongest for melee damage and with swords. I decided to swap over to a Berserk Mage build. I used my previous Zombie Knight and Spirit Boots, and just added on some Shadow Goggles, and bought a Spirit Scepter. The major reason this build is so good is because I'm using Berserker optimized talismans, while using the necrotic reforge on my armor. This gives me enough mana to one-shot with Spirit Scepter, while it makes my beam damage as mage extremely high in comparison to normal mage builds. And through intellectual studies, I've determined that the level 100 Ender Dragon pet is much better in comparison to the level 100 Sheep pet. Now that you've seen the entire setup, here's a little piece of how much damage you can do. Here I did a little solo run with all blessings. Okay, now that we've completed the dungeon solo, I've gotten every single secret that I know of. I'm gonna test my damage on one of these guys. Right now it's 7 million, 6.7, 7.6, 7.5, 7 million damage. Like, this is absolutely broken. I don't get why it's a thing in the game. I'm doing approximately 2.5 times more damage than I would as Berserk, which is kind of crazy to think about, and all because of this magic beam. I'm gonna go beat blood real quick and test it once again. Like, I'm two-shotting the blood mobs. What? It doesn't make sense. It's unfair. And then if I use my Spirit Scepter, I can also hit them with left click as well. Obviously, this is a lot easier to use because skill. Okay, once I get these blessings, I'm gonna test one last time before we go into the boss. 9.6 million. 8.5 million. Like, this is unreal how much damage I'm doing. Obviously, I have almost all the blessings possible in this run, but it's just insane to think about. Now, since I'm solo, I have quite the advantage because I'm the only mage, but also, you know, I don't have people knocking around the mobs and everything aggroes me. Now, I want to test out how much damage I do to Severe Bear with this. 800k? I think I just 6-shot it. That is insanely good. What the hell? Oh, I also get a proc. To conclude, I genuinely think this wasn't intended and Mage shouldn't do this much damage, but oh well. And honestly, Berserker right now is at a really bad state. Like, despite buffing it a bit, it's still way worse than Mage, and you do more melee damage as Mage, which makes no sense to me. Anyways, that's all for today. Hopefully you came out of this video with a bigger brain, and if you want to join the most special in the head and brain guild, Trouble Brewing, the link to the Discord is in the description. Oh, it's also the #1 guild.